Hello, I'm CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana. Across the Red River is beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. I'm going to talk about what I just saw, which was Silent Night, Deadly Night 2025. I'm going to give my reaction. I'm going to give a review. I'm going to rate it. I'm going to try not to spoil it too much, but there will be some spoilers. I'm so sorry. The first thing, I didn't know if I was watching Silent Night, Deadly Night, if I was about to watch Natural Born Killers, if I was about to watch uh, some sort of Saw, where a protege picks up the mantle. I don't know if I'm watching the Netflix, that started out on Lifetime, but, transitioned to Netflix, the series You. I feel like that's the biggest feel that I got from it. I didn't get much of a Silent Night, Deadly Night feel, except for the beginning of the movie. There was a little bit of a prequel that gets unveiled. But other than that, uh, and the main character is Billy, of course. Billy was the main character in the original Silent Night, Deadly Night. So this is a reimagining of that story. And just as an Easter egg, because whatever, you do get your classic line from the second Silent Night, Deadly Night Part Two, Garbage Day. You do get that. Um, you get that. It's whatever. Um, but yeah, just I don't, if you don't expect a lot from this movie, you're not going to be overly disappointed. Just go and experience it for what it is. It's fun. It's a different story. There's a Santa Claus killer named Billy. The motivation it changes. Uh, in the original, Billy is a psychotic. Okay. Um, and this movie takes a slightly supernatural element, a change. So whatever. So we get a little bit of what's that movie that Bill Paxton did and Matthew McConaughey? I forget that movie. This is probably most like that movie, where it's like in oh my god, can I forget the name of that movie? Um, I should pause the video and go look it up, but yeah, hang on, let me do that because I've got to include it because this movie reminds me of that one so much, even the twist to it. Hang on. Aha, took me a moment as I was looking to cross reference Bill Paxton with Matthew McConaughey. The name of the movie came to me. It's Frailty, and it was, I think it was Bill Paxton's first directorial writing, his first big, where he did everything, he had a hand in all of it. So, um, but I don't know, I could be wrong on that. But anyway, this Silent Night, Deadly Night 2025 kind of reminds me mostly of that. Uh, and like I said, uh, it you get bits and pieces of the jingle from the original movie, and that song, I love it. By the way, for many years, I actually thought it was a traditional Christmas carol, but it was written to be a Christmas carol for the movie Silent Night, Deadly Night, and it is Santa's watching, Santa's waiting, everyone is hesitating. Did you do your best this year? Do it now, for Santa's here. That's the kind of like that's the stanza that they don't actually play in this movie, but it's in the closing credits to the original. But it is a um, oh Santa's watching, Santa's creeping. Now you're nodding, now you're sleeping. Were you good for mom and dad? Santa knows if you've been bad. There might be a treat for you in Santa's bag of toys. But Christmas won't be fun and games for naughty girls and boys. Oh, Santa's watching, Santa's waiting, everyone is hesitating. Um, did you do your best this year? Do it now, 'cause Santa's here. Yeah, anyway, that's the lyric. So, yeah, I know I suck at the singer. I'm better if I actually know the song. I actually can sing it, but no, it's just off the top of my head. Um, you know, the movie's great. It's got a nostalgic vibe to it. I really don't want to like it for loyalty to the first movie, and certainly the second movie, Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. Actually, the best parts of the second movie are in the best parts of the first movie are in the second movie. The first 45 minutes is basically the brother Ricky, and he's giving his he's telling his version of his life to a psychiatrist before it goes off the rails. So, and then none of the rest of the franchise was really good after that, But each one had little bits of charm. There was a remake called Silent Night, kind of a half-assed remake, about 6 or 7 years ago or something like that, give or take or whatever. I don't know. You may remember it. I don't know, but it just wasn't exceptionally good. The only thing that was good about it, I would say, would be Malcolm McDowell as the sheriff. Little, he got I had a little pimple on my nose there that I had to pop real quick. That was disgusting. See, that's why I could never really be a professional blogger. I'm sitting here like popping pimples. Maybe it could be like a pimple popper for you or something. I don't know. I could never really be anything other than my real self when I'm doing this whole like YouTube thing or whatever. Because it's about me being myself. This isn't about me like playing a character or something. That I would have done when I was like being theatrical back in my late 20s or whatever. So, and I wouldn't want to do that. I really just want to talk, and talk about you guys. So that's a good movie. I'm gonna oh my god, no. I'm gonna rate this movie a GD for garbage day. You do get that Easter egg in there. It's not from where you expect it, and you're gonna be like, whatever, because the most iconic thing, other than an axe slicing through the head of a snowman from the original movie, Silent Night, Deadly Night, that axe chopping through the head of the snowman, as Billy gets to an orphanage where he was raised with his brother Ricky. The only other thing that's really iconic, well, there's the deer, the deer antler kill. We get that in this movie. You also get, there's a song called Sleigh Ride, or that references Sleigh Ride before another iconic kill, and that's somebody getting their head chopped off on a motor scooter in a snowstorm or something. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know if it's in the snow or not, but I don't think it is actually. But yeah, so it's not like a. Well, I don't know. Was there snow all over the ground? I should. You would have thought. It feels like a movie that takes place in the Northeast, or whatever. It seems like there should be snow, but I don't really recall if there was snow in this movie or not all over it. But anyway, whatever. Okay, so this movie is not like a dead ringer for the second movie. There's a certain stylizing that's going on, and I'm watching it like every time the killer, Billy, by the way, no spoiler there, every time he gets triggered to go on a kill, um, I'm wondering what in the Gus Van Sant is going on here. Uh, you know, and if you know that reference, it is Psycho, because that was almost a shot for shot remake of Psycho, his version of Psycho, except when Norman would go when he would kill somebody, then there would be like a wow, there's a sudden stylizing twist that would happen just for a clip here or there, like a shot of a blood red sky and clouds passing over or something weird, just a weird artistic twist or something like that that was not in the original Hitchcock version of Psycho. And so I feel like there were some shots like that I'd see, um, that would look like Billy was getting triggered. And then later on, there's a twist that gives you a reveal of what that is, and it is basically it's the plot where this movie becomes bullshit. It's the one where this movie kind of crosses and becomes kind of a Frailty kind of situation. The movie Frailty, wherein, yeah, if you see that movie Frailty with, I'm looking at the screen right now, Bill Paxton and Matthew McConaughey, it's kind of like a sleeper movie too. It should have been a much bigger movie than what it was, but it was kind of a horror movie, but kind of a twist on it or whatever. I don't know. Is this Dexter? Is this also a little bit of Halloween Kills? It's a little bit of it's kind of like a mashup of things. It's a next level trope. Back in the 80s, there were certain tropes that had to happen in horror movies, and you had to hit all those marks or most of those marks. And I mean, it's a long time since the 1980s, and some of those tropes have changed. Yeah. But this movie, through some of its kills, actually honors the original movie. So, in some ways, it really does honor the original movie, but it's telling a very different story. And I don't necessarily like the story that's being told here, but I love the fan service that this movie gives to the original movie, and for that it gets the rating of GD, garbage day. Okay. But also, now I'm going to tune in to my accounts, and I'm going to watch Silent Night Deadly Night Part 2, which is kind of it's kind of my favorite in the franchise, and I think most people, when I talk to them, I think this turns out to be their favorite. Billy is my favorite Santa Claus killer in the original movie, but there's so much of Billy in the second movie as they're retelling, Ricky's telling his version of events, and there's so much of Billy from the first movie in the second movie, and then we go on to Ricky picking up the mantle. There's so much of that you almost really don't need to see the first movie if you can just watch the second movie. And if you want a longer version of the story that the second movie tells, then you can go back and watch Silent Night Deadly Night from 1984. But when you see the second one, it's like, wow. Because Billy, the guy who played Billy, actually he played a murder victim in a soap opera called Santa Barbara, and he was murdered in the first episode, and then he would be, and I think it only went for like 1 or 2 seasons or something like that, but they would come back and it was kind of like, who killed him? Do you know how like um oh my god, that movie, that really terrible movie, about Laura Palmer, the death of Laura Palmer, or whatever, who killed Laura Palmer. What was that? Twin Peaks. How that was kind of like a nighttime kind of soap opera, all about uh, the death of Laura Palmer, and then you get in there and you find out, hey, there's little, uh, you know, demons and there's some supernatural elements, but it's like chasing down some blah 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 and this and that, whatever. I don't know. I didn't really watch it. It's just I'm aware of it. I didn't watch the show. Didn't go see the movies. Didn't watch the renewal of the series because I didn't care. Yeah, I wasn't invested in it. Because to be honest with you, I wasn't really watching TV at nighttime. During that time, I was going out and partying yeah, partying a lot. So I didn't really have time to figure out who killed Laura Palmer. But yeah, that was the original Billy was in Santa Barbara, and they were going back and they were trying to figure out uh, um, who killed that character. That was a big part of it. Um, had a lot to do with you know Jr. being killed in the second season of Dallas or whatever, and the whole like cliffhanger for the whole season as they replayed. Everybody wanted to figure out who shot Jr. in the early 80s, and so that's why the Santa Barbara picked it up and started with the murder, and the whole thing was based on who was murdering who and all this kind of stuff. So whatever. Um, Honestly, though, this movie is a review. This review is of Silent Night, Deadly Night, 2025. If you go in comparing it to the first one, if you're a diehard fan, even the second one, and you go in to see this one, you're going to be like, it's not the same movie. It's bullshit. I don't like it, because you're going in expecting to see that. And you get around to, um, yeah, it's the twist and the plot of it is dumb as fuck, actually. Yeah. Um. Yeah. There you go. It's got too much going on, as far as too many layers of a plot as to what and the why or whatever, and they really should have just stuck with, if they wanted to change it up and change some styling about it and everything, maybe, but to change it this far, it loses a lot of points as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I mean, it's worth the watch, but only if you'll go back and you'll watch Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. And that's it. Love and light. God bless. Peace. Feliz Navidad.